Welcome to Invest Insights. I'm Abby Maloney. I'm joined today by Richard Lavina, the CEO and co-founder of Taxfyle. Ricky, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Abby.
With the rapid increase in reliance on technology over this past year, how has your business transformed operations and services in order to better position yourselves to capitalize off this rapid change happening in the market? And over the last year, did you see a significant uptick in demand for your services? And finally, what is your expectation for 2021?
Yeah, there's a lot there to unpack. I definitely think that because of COVID and the pandemic, that industries as a whole have been moving to more of a digital footprint. Tons of people are working from home, and there's a lot of variety in terms of, depending on the market that you're in, on how to deliver those services. In my market, accounting specifically, we provide a pretty unique solution here at Taxfyle that allows the supply, which are CPAs and IRS enrolled agents, to fulfill requests digitally, right? And as an industry first platform, working in the accounting industry, which is not really the fastest moving or the most kind of innovative of industries, we've definitely seen an uptick, right? Because firms that haven't considered technology before are now with their back up against a wall with a large client listing and a ton of work and have to get creative in the ways that they get that done.
Taxfile's most recently launched subsidiary, RMW Accounting, has been looking for those individuals who are seeking to liquidate their practices or sell parts of their business. Due to the events and challenges of the pandemic, have you seen an uptick of smaller entities looking to sell their businesses? And how has this been a benefit to your overall practice?
Yeah, so there's about 45,000 CPA firms in the United States. And I will think that for the majority of them, they're faced with a decision, either to digitally transform their firm, which for the most part, a lot of them have had their firm in practice for 20 years or so, some 30 years or longer, or just accelerate the retirement, right? If you're a small CPA firm, if you don't have a 401k, your exit essentially is when you've sold, or when you're going to sell your practice. So, if they're looking to digitally transform, that's great. There's obviously a tech lift there and an implementation and change management lift. But because that is somewhat expensive and daunting for a lot of these firms that have operated in the same way for so many decades, they simply say, no, that's okay, I'll just retire 5 years earlier or something. So, we are seeing an increase in the amount of firms that are looking, or at least entertaining conversations, to sell a piece of their business or their entire business, as well as a bunch of firms that are looking to do other types of services like advisory services or audits, and do less of the compliance work like tax and bookkeeping. And that's where we come in, and we partner up with these managing partners to take that work on.
As a technology-based company, I think that you might have a unique perspective on this. Over the past year, how has technology permanently transformed and changed the way professional services are handled and managed? And how will these changes ultimately benefit the businesses and individuals therein?
So, in terms of let's talk work-life balance from the part of the CPA. There's a unique opportunity here, because if you're doing 100% of your work on Taxfyle, you only got to work 6 months out of the year, and you don't have a boss to report to. Your boss is essentially the platform, and you got to make sure that you're doing the right work and performing it by the deadline. But we have plenty of pros here that do this full time, that are making six figures and love it. The freedom that it provides them, where if they were in an industry, because of COVID, maybe they're working from home and whatever, but that's still more of a hybrid solution. You still have someone looking over your shoulder. You have a partner to report to. You still have, these kind of like evaluation reports that are extremely qualitative and and kind of nebulous, that affects kind of like your salary. And I feel it's just, as a CPA or IRS enrolled agent, a lot better way to work, especially if what your goals are, because everyone's goals are different in the accounting market. Do you want to be a managing partner and be a relationship driver? Okay, great. Maybe a firm is best for you. Or is it, hey, I just love doing my work, bookkeeping, taxes, I like to do it from home, and kind of be that scientist, and you leave all the client acquisition up to Taxfyle. Taxfyle brings you the clients, and you could work through as much earnings as you want, essentially. You just have to make sure, like I said, it's done on time and at the appropriate quality. But it's liberating for them because, they, before Taxfyle or a in another market, a nouveau kind of like tech company startup, you were at an old firm, you were working through the hierarchy there, regardless of kind of like what career path you wanted to take. It kind of always ended up at, partner or manager or director. Well, what about the people that just want to do taxes and earn a great living and have work-life balance?
This past year has been incredibly transformative, and that's why transformation is our current theme. And while we've talked a lot about transformation on the professional side, I'd like to hear your take on how you have personally transformed this past year.
Well, as you can see, I'm working on my gazebo today. I have 3 kids inside. One that was born during the pandemic. It's definitely been a challenge. I'm used to going to the office every single day, and because of social distancing and help and the people that come in and out of the house, it's you have to be conscious of them as well as yourself. So it's been a challenge. Definitely, every time I go into the office, it's fantastic because I'm there with the team, working towards the same goal and the vision that we've all kind of aspired to, which is to disrupt this industry and to bring a new product to the forefront. But I think that there's definitely tailwinds. Like I've mentioned a few times, our product is one that's digital first and one that's going to be more in demand now, given kind of like the new dynamic post-COVID.
Okay, well, thank you again. That was Richard Lavina, the CEO and co-founder of Taxfyle. My name is Abby Malone, and you've been watching Invest Insights. Ricky, thank you again.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Hey everyone, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel so that you can stay up to date on the latest business trends from our knowledgeable experts. Be sure to check out the description below for more information on the segment you just watched. Thanks for tuning in.